Hey, yo, what's going on, people? It's Tom or Funky. Welcome back to another WWE SuperCard video. I wanted to do this video. I'm hesitant to call it a tutorial because it's not quite a tutorial, but I'm going to explain to you guys how I personally have been playing Super Showdown. Hopefully, I can give you guys some tips on tricks to get some better scores overall in this game mode. Now, let me emphasize, I am not a professional at this. In fact, I'm not even in the top 10. In fact, my best score so far is like 15 or 16, something like that. But I have definitely learned some things about the game mode. So as you can see, I was 15. I am in the top 2,500. So I'm not doing awful, lads, but I'm not doing fantastic. But I'll give you my tips and tricks for this game mode. So first of all, let's start our run. I don't know if I'm going to get all the way through this run because obviously I don't want this video to go too long. But what I will explain to you guys are the simple tips and tricks I learned. So going into our first game, the first thing I'm going to point out is something immediate that I did not realize until it was like my fourth bout playing this. Up here, match 1 out of 3, it tells you how many matches you have played. This is vital, especially when there's only one match in some rounds. You will not pay attention. I've been guilty of this, and you will accidentally lose it. This can happen very early on as well. So this one, we need the same alignment. We've got 2 down arrows. At this point, I could redraw, but because I have 3 opportunities, I'm just going to throw in an extra card and hope. If I need, I can redraw on the later rounds, but we just at this point with the early rounds, I should have enough to get a win, and we do because we're only coming up against weaker cards at the moment. That's all good. Same alignment, or sorry, different alignments again here. We're going to go with our most powerful and then our second most powerful card, obviously, there. So if I get the 2-0 win here, which I have, I'm all good. That's easy. I've won this matchup. Obviously, if we get 3-0, that's fantastic. So different alignments, that's fine. Let's just go for these two. But once you get through this, I'll show you how and what I pick off the board after each matchup. And then a couple of other tricks as well. So when I first get to the board, rules early. Me personally, this is what I do. I take rules early and often. Okay, so I'm going to take this rule. That gives you a plus 5%. That's not great at all. I will say that. We're looking for 25 to 50% if we can get lucky. 10% is not bad. So that's 15% to that arrow alone. Now, technically third tip is if you click round info, it actually tells you how many matches you're going to have in the next round. So before you go into the next one, you can check round info and you can check your opponent's deck as well. So this will give you an idea. If you really want to go into absolute strategy mode, you can say, okay, well, this is going to call power speed. Maybe this is going to say it must be this particular arrow, and they have, not many of them arrows, so I might win this, you know? That's the kind of strategy you can take. But at the moment, I don't feel like we need to do that. Now, there is another thing, but don't do this if you're trying to just chill and play the game. But you can buy a booster pack after every round. So this is insane. This gives you a 75% boost to that alignment. So I'm actually going to take this. Now, it's only 25 credits. How the hell have I got 87,307 tokens? That's a visual glitch, chat. YouTube, sorry, I'm used to streaming. I have not got that many. That's how many super coins I have, I think. That's a visual glitch. But let's go into another game. That's the tips. I would take rules very early on for the first few rounds. Try get them built up. Then I would go some cheats. Take adventure cards when they show up. Modifiers, if you get them, that's fine. Especially when the rounds that you get more than... Oh, this is the same alignment. So here I would actually potentially... No, you know what? I was going to redraw, but I won't because we have 5 matches. I'll just play on that. And hopefully we can get the win here. This might be close. We actually lose this one, but that's fine. We don't need to panic. We got 4 more rounds to win. We're okay. We're not panicking. Different alignments. I will definitely re-roll on this. Or redraw, I should say. There we go. We got a perfect result. So I would even take Carmelo Hayes out here. And I would put these 2 in. So I'm going with 3 prize cards. Pretty good overall, especially with my little boost. And we come up against this, which we should beat easily. There we go. Happy days. Yeah, like I said, I won't go through the whole gameplay on this for you guys. This is the same alignment, but what I will show you is when I'm picking stuff off the board, and I will show you what kind of score I get to by the end as well. We're back on the board. I have 2 picks, 2 rules, and an adventure. I would actually like the adventure here, but I'm going to take one of the rules. If it's a bad one, I'm probably going to pick the other one. Now, I'm happy. I got my 50%. I'll take this, and then next time we can go for more rules. I would take your adventures when they show up. That's what I tend to do. But if you want to play it slightly differently, you can do that as well. Also, some people focus on one arrow and try change their deck to suit those arrows, because you can get modifiers that remove cards. Again, remember, you can get this. Look, 75% stat boost. You don't know what arrow it's going to be. I could buy this again and I'll be absolutely delighted. It gives me a 75% stat boost. Sorry, that's not an arrow. That's actually a cheat. So that's going to give me a 75% stat boost, which is actually crazy overpowered. Now, you can do this, remove card, and you can remove some of your weaker cards. Don't do that early on. You don't need to. Let's get back into it, and I'll come back to you guys when I've started to build up some progress. Okay, I'm coming back in here way quicker than I expected, because I just took a cheat and I got an auto win. This is basically if you're in desperation mode and you feel like you might lose, use this cheat. You basically are guaranteed a round win. So use that, but do not use it early, I would say. Unless you think you're absolutely desperate, do not use it early. I would save this for the later rounds when it's going to get a bit more difficult. Roundabout after you get about 10 to 12 wins, that's when it starts getting really tough. Keep this until then. That's what I would do. So you're joining me in round 10 here, and as you can see, I've built up my rules. I have a lot of up arrow boosts, but I'm in a bit of a tricky situation here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a cheat, but I'm using this to show you guys the strat. So I'll use this plus 75. I can play this cheat, okay? But you can also stack cheats, so you can play another one as well. So I could go, let's do another 25. Even though I have a bunch of 10s here, let's do another 25. And I reckon this might be enough. But to show you guys, if I want to do another 10, I can do that too. And then I'm absolutely destroying them. That's overkill, but it's to prove a point here for you guys. Now watch this. All of this boost upcoming now. I'm going to get an absolutely massive boost, which should give me the win here. Way easier than it would have been, but it was just to drive home the fact that, hey, I've just guaranteed myself a win with that, with those stat boosts, because you can stack them. So again, pick them when you can, pick the cheats, and I will say I need more of these adventure cards, so I'm going to select them here, and then I'm going to go for another cheat, this one down here. 50% of stats, that's good. Join me in a vital situation here. So unfortunately, I'm in a pretty predicament here in round 14, I believe, where I think I'm going to lose. So I'm going to play through the rest of the game with you guys now, but I'm pretty confident I'm going to lose. I'm 2-0 down. I've had poor luck in terms of when I've been selecting cards after the board, because I'm just not getting the right arrows. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw a Hail Mary here with an auto win. Throw in these 2 cards. I'm actually going to keep him because he's an up arrow and we have all our up arrow boosts. Whereas this card helps me not a lot at all, really. So blue arrows are completely useless to me. So I'm going to go with this. This gives me an auto win. It gets me back in the game, but I still think we might end up losing this bout. Different alignments here. I should get away with this. I hope I get away with this just purely down to the sheer amount of boosts I have and the yellow arrows that I have, even though I only have 2 of them. But we can pray, because I have a 200% boost on my up arrow and a 50% on my down arrow. And then we're just kind of hoping that they don't have a great boost. See, that got me there. That boost alone got me there. So I'm back in the game now. We're fighting for our life to stay in this. This is going to make it 3-1 or 3-2, sorry, to me. It should anyway, with a 200% boost on an adventure card. Should guarantee me a win here. Against Earthquake, I demolish it. That's absolutely fantastic. Now I only need to win one more, but like I said, we are on the ropes here. This one, I'm going to have to throw. I'm going to have to throw and put all my eggs in the last basket. I have cheats if I need them for that last basket, but there, I think I just had to throw there because I had a feeling that I would... We won. Never mind. But yeah, just to give you guys an example, that's another 200% boost on that up arrow, obviously, as well. Even though we don't have the same alignment, it's going to look like we have the same alignment because I have 200% boost. It's going to just pip 2 adventure cards, which is obviously very nice. We end up coming back from being 2-0 down to win 5-2. This is the importance of using those auto wins at the same time. Now, I definitely need to take all the cheats on the board here because I am running very low on cheats. 100% stat boost is huge. I'm going to take all of the cheats, and then the final one I will take here is the adventure card. A blue arrow does not help me, though, I will say that. This is where you could consider going into your modifiers and removing cards from your deck that are blue arrows. You could consider doing that, but at the moment, I don't feel like that's a good idea. Do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to remove the worst blue arrows I have, which are you, and I'm going to remove the next worst arrow I have. Why not? Why not do it? Because blue arrows do not help me, so get rid of them. If I can get rid of them all, that's even better. But let's go. Round 15. Let's cook. Okay, back in a tough situation here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have to re-roll match requirement. I'm going to have to do it. No, that is useless to me. What I would do here, I'd put him here for now. You can do this, by the way. This is not going to play. I can redraw. I'm hoping to pull a better yellow arrow, which we have done. Now, you just click this, take your card back out. Now, I will come in here. I will use my ignore match requirement, which just means I can play whatever card I want. And then I put him in, and I get a 200% boost on him, which should win me this round. Should. We hope so, anyway. So he goes up to 541 against a solo Sokoa, only 344. Those 2 cheats right there just won me that round, kept me in the game. This is why you start to pick cheats. The further you go on, you pick them, you pick them, you pick them, because you need them to survive. So we have 2 picks here. You bet, even with the adventure card there, I'm going for 2 cheats. I've just used 2. Unfortunate that we didn't get a round redo or re-roll match requirements. I am on course here to beat my record. I have to get really lucky here, though. Really lucky. This is match 1 of 3. Only right arrows apply. That is absolutely useless to me. I am going to re-roll match requirement. This is the only one I have left of this, but I feel like I have to on this part. I feel like I'm at the stage now where I can't throw a game. I can't throw around. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to pray with the 200% boost. It is only ignition, though, which if I come up against 2 adventures, I still think I'm going to struggle. But I'm going to go for it and hope and pray that we come out on top here. Yeah, we've lost this. If you come up against 2 adventures, even with your boost, you're going to find it very tough if you have those lowest cards. Power must be the highest stat. I can use you, but I will have to redraw for a better arrow for me. I can do that, but I will have to use a couple of boosts here. I'm going to have to go 100% boost, and I'm going to have to even throw in a 50 as well, I think. Do you know what? For safety, just in case, I'm throwing in a 10% and another 10%. That's overkill, maybe, but it also might not be enough. You see the difference if we came up against adventure cards. Because there's 2 ignitions, I have to go for it here, and I didn't want to use 2 100 boosts. See? I probably could have got away without the 2 10% boosts, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Now, I have to put you in and redraw here. I'm in trouble, actually. I'm in real trouble. I have to take you out, put you in, and hope for a better right arrow, actually. Because I can't replay. I've just realized that. Okay. I'm literally going to have to use every cheat I have left. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to use every cheat I have left. To stay in, to beat my record, I'm going to have to use every cheat I have left here. Because we have no boost up top, I have to use all of them. And we have to pray that we get lucky here. Come on. Okay, it turns out I didn't need all the cheats. But if I didn't play them and I lost, I would have kicked myself. So now I have beaten my record and I have 2 picks. I'm desperate for cheats. You better believe I'm taking cheats. I need a re-roll. That's unlucky. This is where I would consider going into here. Sorry, the booster pack. Not what I need. If it had 25 credits for a re-roll, I would take it. But we're going into round 17. Let's hope we can survive. Okay, I'm back to you quicker than I expected, but I am 2-0 down. I'm in real trouble. I don't have anything. I'm about to lose. This is going to make it 3-0 to them. All I can do is this and play both of these. And these are basically whether this keeps me in the game or not. I don't think it will, but then bear in mind that I have to win 2 more matches after this without a redraw and without cheat. This might be the end of me, but it just shows the importance of having the correct boosts. I've won this one. This is why the one arrow strategy or one color arrow strategy is tough, but it can work. But I have just lost. I've lost. Cody Rhodes is not an up arrow. None of these are an up arrow. I don't have any redraws. I don't have any cheats. I have lost. You got to throw in this Cody and just, I don't know. Yeah, we've lost. Wait, I won. Oh my God. Hang on. Let him cook. Never mind. We're hoping for a 50% boost on these 2 cards to be enough. On an ignition and a prize, it's not going to be enough. I can guarantee it. So we fought valiantly and we got it back to 2-2, but we have just lost, fortunately. But we beat our record and it was nice to do that. But they are just some tips. This video probably went on way longer than I wanted it to. They are some tips that I wanted to show you guys. But you can tell I'm still not perfect at this game mode, but I am learning and changing and adapting. It's all about changing your strategies. If you find one that works, tweak it a little bit to make it better to suit the cards you have in your deck. Super Showdown plus pack. Let's open it. We get a prize card here, which is nice. It is a Diesel, which is a pro. So that's a positive. We get 3 rarity draft picks and we get a Rob Stone manager card. So let's get our draft picks, wrap up this video. I do hope some of these tips help you in the future. And please make sure to like and follow for more. If you want to see a more in-depth tutorial on this, maybe I can get more of a grip on the game mode and you guys can help me figure out how the best strategy, or sorry, what the best strategy is to progress on this. So we get an Obafemi, we get a road case, and finally we get a Roman Reigns. No board reset there. But yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Peace out.